Yes. Hi. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Rajendra. This is Vaibhav.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yeah. Good afternoon, Vaibhav. Thanks for coming. Good afternoon, all of you. I'm Rajendra here. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. I request you, all of you, please mute yourself so that So, Vaibhav, could you start the session? Now you can unmute and speak, Vaibhav. Now
Yes, thanks, Rajendra. Yes, thank you, everyone. And yes, it's great that I can see almost 200 plus students are already here, and then we have quite a few who are joining us through the YouTube live also. So, like Rajendra mentioned, couple of quick pointers and notes for all of us. Let's use chat as a way of communicating amongst ourselves so that we can keep ourselves on mute and avoid any background noise to it, right? And yes, and I think so. I'm gonna give another minute while I start sharing my screen for the others to join as well.
సో డియర్ ఆల్, మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే ఈ చాట్ బాక్స్ లో మీరు పెట్టొచ్చు. ఫస్ట్ సెషన్ వినండి. సెషన్ విన్న తర్వాత మీ డౌట్స్ వన్ బై వన్ మీరు ఇక్కడ పెట్టొచ్చు. సో మీకు ఒకవేళ మీ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు ఇంటరాక్ట్ విత్ అస్, జస్ట్ రేజ్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్ సో దట్ ఐ విల్ అన్మ్యూట్ యూ.
Yes, perfect. So thanks for doing that, Rajendra. I think so most of us are already here, and I will get started with the conversation. Yes, I'm sure you're already aware of the objective. Why are we having this conversation today? But I will still lay it out for all of us so that we are all on the same page. So I know that all of you have applied already through APSSDC to the Skills Build Front-End Developer Innovation Camp. Okay, and I'm going to use this session today, which we are doing, just to ensure that you understand what an innovation camp is, right? You understand what is it required for you to participate in the particular camp, right? And then, what are the next steps for you as we go ahead in the journey, right? And like Rajendra mentioned, if you have any questions during the part where I am still conversing, you can always put your questions on the chat as well. Perfect. So with that background, I am going to start the session today by saying and introducing all of you to a platform or a program which is known as SkillsBuild, and which is essentially nothing, but it's an e-learning platform. SkillsBuild in general, right? It's an e-learning platform brought to all of us by a company known as IBM. I'm sure most of you have already heard about them, right? And in that particular platform or a program, it is not just something where you can just come and take some online courses and get certifications. While that is always one part of it, right? We are doing this, what we call it as innovation camp, which is nothing but a way where a place where you can come learn something technical, right? As well as learn something or apply what you have learned into a real world context, right? So this particular camp which we are organizing is essentially, you can consider it as a long-term course, right? Which is essentially will span around for approximately 3 to 4 months, right? Where you will have to work extensively, not just learning and taking up few courses from the platform, but also whatever you have learned from that platform, you will have a mentor, right? Or I would say you will have a group of mentors, right? Who will be along with you, right? As you complete your e-learning to address any of the questions you might have around that learning, right? And then once you've completed your learning, there will be a hand holding where we would ask, you to essentially look out for some problems out there. It's like a real world problem, right? And use the technology learning which you have gained through the session to ensure that you know how to apply a technology with respect to industry background, right? And you get enough mentoring and support, right, in the process also. So it's a program. I'm gonna repeat again, and I can already see a lot of questions coming out there. So it's a program which spans around approximately for 4 months or so, where you will go through some level of technical learning as well as doing a project along with an industry expert, right? And the technology or the theme of the entire program, which we have essentially front end design, right? So I'm sure all of you come with a background where you have completed your, either completed your engineering or you've completed your, I am assuming there are candidates who have done the basic sciences course, the BCAs and the MCAs, right? So it is important for you that we are channelizing this whole I would say program on a front end development, right? Which is essentially when you go out in an IT industry and you say that he or she is a front end developer, right? Right, that is the objective of the program. So we want to ensure that once you have participated in the program, right, you really come out with an aspect of where you understand all these front end technologies like the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScript, and so on, right? And also you know how to apply those technology to do something project which is relevant from an industry perspective, right? So that is the whole program all about. And it is very important that while you are working in this camp, right, we don't want you to work individually, right? Because it is important that even when you go out in industry, right, the way you work is essentially you go and work with teams, right? So we want to use that process right away as you participate in this camp, so that at the end of it you really become that, you regain that inside of being job ready, right? So idea is we would want and expect you to work in teams, right from the scratch of the program till the end when you complete it with the project and so on. And couple of questions which I can already see incoming is essentially around certification. So yes, all the students who participate in this particular program, there will be a certification linked to it, which will be provided by IBM. Right, and but you will have to successfully complete it, which essentially means that you will have to complete the e-learning part of it, and then you will have to complete the project part of it, right? And that is very important, part of it. I can see a couple of questions which are coming around the placement part of it. In that, I think so this is something which we received even when we had this teacher session with the teacher coordinators from the APSSDC ecosystem. So yes, there will be an opportunity for placements for all the candidates who successfully completes the program. And that is why it is very important, like I said, right? It is a program where you are not just learning something, right? It is a program where you are learning and how to build something. So when you do your projects, and what we will do is towards the end of the program, we will organize one showcase, right, for all the teams, where the teams will come and say, I, along with my team members, have done this particular project using the technologies which I have learned, and this is how I have used it, right? So when you do that kind of a session, right, we will bring a relevant industry audience, right, who might be interested in in these kind of job opportunities for you guys, right? So that they see what you have done, what experience you have already, right? So that it becomes easier for them to evaluate you in terms of what have you learned, how capable you are, right, from a program perspective, and what technologies do you know already before you get into the industry. So yes, there will be an opportunity for the students who successfully complete the program. Now, it is very important for us to understand what are some of the key, I would say, when you are enrolling into the program, all right? So I know all of you have essentially registered, on the website of APSSDC when the course was initially launched, right? And what we have done since then is we have taken that stuff and given you access to all the content of the program. So we have an online e-learning platform, which I will demonstrate towards the end of this call, right? Where they from your Gmail account, which you had already shared with us, we have created these logins for you already, and so that you can go ahead to the program. So don't worry about the registration part of it. That will we will take care of it. I can understand some students are asking about question, who's the target audience, right? Who can participate? What is the eligibility criteria for participating in an event or a program like this? So it is very simple. First is, as long as you are coming from a background where you have done your engineering, BCA, MCA, basic sciences, right? You have a science background, right? That is first criteria of having you participate in this one. Second one is you should have a basic know-how of a computer system, right? How basic digital skills which are required. How do you work on a computer and all those stuff, right? And I'm assuming most of us already have it, right? Third thing which I'm trying to say is, if you have any experience about programming in general, right? It's not that you need to know some software, or it's not that you need to know any language in specific, right? But if you have some experience of any programming, that would always be beneficial, because the technologies which you will learn, right, will require you to code, right? And code on your own. While there will be a team of experts to support you, but it is very important that you have some level of background to it, right? These are the three things which are important. Two another things more from a resource perspective. So because it's a program which will span across for months, okay? It is not just that it's like a workshop or anything of that sort. It is a program which will go on at least for 4 months, right? And we will be doing multiple sessions with all of you in between I would say, in between that duration. So it is very important that you have the laptop or a desktop at your disposal. Okay, so you must have a laptop or a desktop system at your home, at your training center, or wherever you are, with an access to internet. Okay, so this is bare minimum a criteria. I know today, I think so I can see a lot of you have joined through mobile phones, right? In session like this, where we are talking about the program, mobile phones are completely okay, right? But in the program at a large, which requires you to essentially code something, do some hands-on exercises, create a project, right? It is very mandatorily important that you have the computer system or a laptop along with the internet connection at your disposal, right? Don't worry, I can see a lot of students are asking about, I have done MSc or ECE or so on. Like I said, if you have done engineering or if you are doing engineering, you are eligible to participate. If you have done basic sciences like a BSc, MSc, you're still eligible to participate. If you have done your MCA, BCA kind of stuff, you're still eligible to participate, right? What is important is you have these laptops, you have the internet connection with you, you know a little bit about computer, the access to the computer, right? You are familiar with these Zoom sessions, right? And so on, because we will use this a lot when we interact with you, right? It is very important that you have a keen interest in this particular area, right? I would strictly emphasize it again for all of us, that it, because it is a very niche area, in I wouldn't say it's a niche area, but it's a very defined job role, that at the end of this program we are trying to make you front end developers, right? Which, through which you will, it will open doors for you in multiple jobs across the IT industry, right? So it is very important that you have a keen interest, you want to pursue a career which is around this front end technology, right? And maybe something which builds on top of it. So it's not just something you only have to do this only, right? Because once you get into industry, you can learn a lot and go from there, right? So it's important that you have interest in this area. It's important that because it is for at least for 4 months across, right? Once we start, you should have the relevant time to spend, right? Because the entire duration, I'm sure you would have seen the brochure. I will also show it in some time. It is approximately 220 hours, okay? Which essentially means you will have to devote that much time in the next 4 months, along, not just you, but you along with your team, to learn, to build something, right? To participate in these sessions, which will happen from the experts, right? They will be giving certain assignments, certain hands-on exercises to complete, which you must work in your team, complete those, right? So it is not something where, you just sit and listen. It is something we sit, listen, implement, revert back with the questions, and there is an ecosystem to support you, okay? Everything which we do, right? The entire program is online because of the current state of the affairs, right? So it is important that you have the relevant infrastructure and the times. And if missing out one odd session is okay, because we will record all the sessions, okay, and share it with the students. But it is important that you participate in those sessions, because the opportunity which you get right now, like you're interacting with me by asking so many questions, it will be similar when an expert is sitting here, right, and talking about technology, and you ask him or her a question, right? So there is more way to interact when you're doing in this way. So it's very important that you are able to devote that much time into it, right? So I'm just going to summarize it quickly before we move ahead. So eligibility, as long as you have some basic sciences degree, you have some understanding of basic programming, right? You need not be a champion in it, but you should be able to understand it. Third, you should have obviously your laptop and infrastructure like an internet with you. You should be able to devote that much time over the next 4 months of the duration, right? And your keen interest in this particular area. It's not just because there's a great opportunity and I should just take it up, but I'm not sure whether I want to take up career in this field or not, right? Because if you do, what will happen is it will affect your team and the other people who are coming along with you, right? Because they won't be able to progress until you give your 100%. So it's very important that you have the keen interest in this particular area. right? So eligibility is this. Don't worry about the e-learning part of it, because there will be some parts to it where you are doing your learning at your own pace. Okay, we understand everyone comes from a different background. Some students I can see on the chat is they are either BSc, MSc, some are MCA, some are engineering. So don't worry, everyone has their own way of learning and own pace of learning. So you will have enough time, right, to work and learn at your own pace, and we will customize it according to your pace, the content. So do not worry about that part of it, right? All the sessions, like I mentioned, will be online. And towards the end of it, because the project is very critical element, there is a certification for all the students who completely successfully complete the program. Not that you did the e-learning part of it, but you left the project in between, right? Or you left the e-learning and now are directly starting on the project kind of stuff, right? So don't, you cannot, you won't be eligible for a certification in that sense. But if you complete right from the start till the end, you will be eligible. Projects are very important part of it, because that's why we are getting experts from industry and not just from your locality. Even we are trying to get experts from the globe, right? Across the countries, right? I have quite a few people from Europe who have showed interest in mentoring the students, right? So it will be a very good opportunity for all of the learners who are coming onto this platform, right? To essentially interact with experts who are not just within your city or your state or your country, but even across the country, right? Because you will get a lot experience to learn and so on. So it is important that you do this. Placements are also part of it. I'm again emphasizing it because I can keep seeing the questions. Placements will be provided only to the candidates who successfully completes it. So it's an important criteria. It's not that you deliver a part of it. And then we will provide opportunities for placement. So when you build a project, we will ensure that you have a place where there is a visibility to the student, right? Where you can interact with the industry and say what you have done, show what you are capable of, right? And then there'll be an opportunity for placement for the student. Okay. So that's a quick background. I know there are more questions coming in, but let me just move a little ahead in the conversation. Okay. In terms of, I think so, some things which I've already covered, but most important part, and I'm going to start sharing my screen right now and share the brochure, which I'm sure all of you have already looked into it. Okay. But let me start sharing this brochure so that it tells you what timeline do we have as we go ahead and implement and participate in this particular program, right? So like I said, the entire program is divided into two phases. Okay. First phase is essentially your learning phase. Okay. Until unless you have the right skills and the right technology skills to build something, it is not relevant, right? The first phase is just about learning technologies. Okay. And in that phase, most of it, okay, is self-paced self-study. Okay. What it means is we have curated, and I will show you on the platform also, we have curated a certain set of courses for all of you to ensure that irrespective of whatever your background is, right, all of you come at a same level. Okay, which means that even though I could have done, let's say, MSc, right, or I could have done an MCA, but before I start on a project, I know exactly the same thing which a student other, let's say from an engineering, might know, right? It is very important that we calibrate all of you, right? So that is the first part of the program, where phase one is all about self-learning. Okay, that's where you see that we have curated two courses for you, which is known as Welcome to Coding Land, which will just give you insights of how and the basics of the coding, right? And then it is the second, which is front-end developer course, right? Which will essentially walk you through a deep down of these technologies like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and all those things, right? Which will ensure that you know what is involved in a front-end design, right? for any application, and then you can apply those skills before you get into the project. These two are mandatory for you to start working with an industry mentor on a project, right? You must complete it. Now, the most important learning, and I'm sure all of you, because you're a student, you understand it. The best chance when we get to learn is when we sit with our friends, discuss things together and learn, right? And that is the idea, that we want that even before you start this learning for yourself, you should not be doing individually. You should be sitting with your team, or a group of students who are collaborating with you, right? So that you can learn together, right? Because when you get into a discussion, right, someone will understand some concept, the other will understand some concept, right? It will ensure that you are really learning the maximum through the peer learning, right? And you're not just restricted to what's there in the course. Okay, course mein there were 5 videos, I have seen it, I know what they say, and I have passed that assessment, so it means I have done the learning. No, that it does not end there, right? When you interact with people and saying, okay, oh, I know this concept, right? It will be very interesting to use this concept in this particular thing, and then someone says, okay, oh yes, we can do it this way or that way, and that's how you learn more, right? Because it's not about if we have created something which is so good that you will just pass everything in a single shot, right? There is a lot of learning which happens when you discuss amongst yourself, when you discuss with the experts which we will have, right? So in the first phase, right, it is your project team, or I would say it is your student team who will learn together. Okay, and we will provide approximately 6 to 8 weeks, okay, for you to complete this learning along with your project group or the students together. Okay, the reason we are providing 6 to 8 weeks is because we know some students will have some background, they might move a little fast, some students might not have the background and they will move a little slow, but that is okay. It doesn't mean that you are going behind or ahead of others or so on, right? That's the reason we are providing the students approximately for the first phase 6 to 8 weeks to complete that learning along with that. And in that first 6 to 8 weeks, there will be sessions along with the mentors, right? So we'll try to do group mentoring sessions, like we are doing it today. Imagine this is a technology session, right? So in the technology session, because you would have gone to, let's say, first course, first module, right? I will come and discuss, okay, oh, now all of you know what coding is and how do you code. Let's say, where do you apply HTML, right? In going through that, did you have any questions, right? And there will be an open opportunity for all of you to ask those questions with the mentor and the expert, right? And we know that because there are so many students, it's not that you can just do these online sessions at will or so. So we will also ensure that there is an online community for you, right? An online community is nothing but a group, right, where you can interact with mentors and other students also, right? So you can always post your questions at any point of time, right? And mentor will keep coming and answering those questions, right? So when the session like this happens, a mentor will see, okay, oh, quite a few students were saying they have a challenge with this particular concept. So let me take this concept and explain it to everyone, right? So that it becomes very easy for all of you to go about it. And also in community, you will see, oh, you have gone through the same module, but X person has this question, right? Which is very interesting. And I have another question on top of it, right? That is something which is important because that enables you to learn a lot, right? So that is the idea of the first phase, where we are doing this for 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, and I'm again emphasizing it, for 6 to 8 weeks to complete these two courses which we have created for you. You have the access to all the platforms which I will show you later in the call, but these are the two mandatory before you start working on a project, right? Let's say once you have completed these courses, right, in your team, right, we will keep getting the backend reports, oh, the team is progressing how, right? And depending on who and what people and teams keep completing, we will start assigning those students, right? Or I would say we will start assigning those students an industry mentor, right? Which means now you are ready to do some real world project. Okay, and that real world project could be anything, right? It could be a problem which you see in your locality. It could be a problem which you see in your training institute. It could be a problem which you see, in your community, right? But the idea is to use that technology which you have learned, right, to build a particular solution. So just for an example, a very crude example, a very simple example is, let's say at the end of this, you have understood front end design, HTML and everything, right? Now we want you to do a project, right? Which essentially means we would want you to go in your community, look for problems or the challenges, right? And see how you can apply the technology, right? And I visit this local store, right? Because one of our previous or a similar program which we are running, right? One of the student team, what they're trying to do is they are saying in these days of Amazon, Flipkart, Big Basket and everything, right? The commerce industry is going up very crazily. And then they have a lot of people who are ordering from them. But in this process, the small retailers, the kirana shops which we have, right? They are losing their businesses also, right? So what they're trying to do is they went to this kirana store, right? Understood what problem he is trying to face, and he said, "Oh, I have only a fixed set of people in my locality who know me and come, for taking up, daily ration from me and all that stuff, right? But I don't know what else to do to increase it, further, or how to increase my sales, right?" So what these students are doing, because they've learned the front end design, so they are helping him also to build a small website for him, which at any point of time says, "Oh, these are things available at my end. People can come place the order, right? People can come, whether it's a big order, small order, doesn't matter. It is beneficial for customers also, because like the e-commerce website, they can just see, oh, what's available and order it quickly, okay, and get it at their doorstep. And that's how they're trying to implement. So it's a very simple problem and a very simple solution. But in the part of the process, what they're learning is how do you actually solve a real world problem, which is a problem which is faced by different people, right? So that is the idea. And there are many such projects which the students are doing, right? Someone is trying to help these kirana stores, someone is trying to, help the elderly people, right, by building something for them, which helps them further kind of stuff, right? And there are multiple things which can be done. So idea is we want you to be really open here, right? And look out for these projects which you can go ahead and implement and build these technology solutions around it. That is the whole idea of the second phase, which is project, right? So the entire thing which you see on the screen here, which is labeled as design thinking, okay, it is essentially a project design methodology, okay, which is nothing but starts right from how do you find a problem, right? How do you go about identifying a solution for it, right? Because to solve a problem, there could be hundreds of different solutions, but which is the best one, right? Is something that process will tell you. And once you have, understood, oh, this is the solution. Now, how do you build that technology solution to it, right? That is where you will have that mentor also to come and contribute and interact with you. Oh, this is how, let's build this thing. Let's do this thing. Let's do that part of it. You have learned this thing, let's apply this particular concept here, and so on. So what you're getting to learn in return is really a industry specific resource or a mentor who's helping you to solve a problem, right, for something which is existent for a people. So that's the whole process of the project. This whole phase 2 of the project essentially spans approximately 10 to 12 weeks. Okay, so first phase was approximately 6 to 8 weeks, okay, where you will learn in your teams. And second phase is where you will build projects along with industry experts for approximately 10 to 12 weeks, okay. And that is where so the total duration of the program is approximately 20 weeks, okay. You are spending that much time, and the more you can contribute, right? And I think, so most importantly, couple of students I saw questions was when the classes will be, how many hour the class will be, and all that stuff. So it is important for you to understand that in the phase 1, okay, we will conduct these group sessions like we're doing it today. Okay, so we will decide a one particular date and time slot. Mostly we'll try to keep it that most of you are able to join. We will also record the sessions. In case for whatever reason you're not able to join, you can go through it, right? And you can always engage with us through the community for asking your questions, doubts, and all that stuff, right? Whereas in the second phase, when you get assigned a dedicated industry mentor, right, that is where you and your team along with the industry mentor can decide, okay, every Monday we are going to, let's say, connect from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock to share the progress on my project and get further question help from that mentor, right? It can be once in a week, it can be twice in a week, right? Depending on mentor's availability, all the team's availability, and so on, right? And then you can create, if required, your own online small communities, right, where you can always interact with the mentor, right? If you have a question, you can always type and shoot it to him or her, and he can support you. So that is important part of it. So don't worry about the timings of the sessions. And also we understand few of you are actually graduated, few of you are pursuing your academics. So we'll try to ensure which is common across for everyone, right? And the phase 2, which is project, will be decided based on your team's availability also. Okay? So don't worry from that particular aspect, right? So this is how the entire program is. It has, I'm summarizing it again before we move ahead. It has 2 phases. First is e-learning, where you will learn along with your team. We have already identified course for you, which will help you to build some skills. And second is project part of it, where you will work with an industry mentor dedicatedly for doing certain project and building some technology solution, right? First phase is approximately 6 to 8 weeks, and second phase is about 10 to 12 weeks, which means that within the 6 to 8 weeks you must complete the learning, right? We can understand that some students might want to take, let's say, a 9-week or so. So don't, it's okay, right? We're not worried about that. It is just that if you complete it fast, you will get assigned a mentor dedicated to you fast, and right, and you can start working on your project, right? The slower you complete, it will take time because the mentor will be assigned only after you complete, right? You can still complete it, then get the mentor assigned, and then start the project. So there are different ways to it. Don't worry that, oh, I might take more time or I might take less time. But 6 to 8 weeks is, we assume, you should be able to easily spend kind of stuff. Now, how much of effort you will have to do in this camp is important, right? So if it's a 20-week program, right, which is approximately 4 to 5 weeks in a month, it goes for 4 months at least, okay, for you to, depending on how fast you work, right? Which means you must spend on weekly basis some amount of time to learn something or to into this program basically, okay? We estimate that you must be putting at least 4 to 5 hours per week, okay? You can spend more also, because the more you do, the better you and the faster you will learn, right? But minimum you must be able to spend. So if you have on, daily classes, then you can figure it out a way that you are spending at least 1 hour, right, on a daily basis, or you do it maximum on Saturdays and so on, right? And when we do these group sessions, right, you can always come and participate. And if not, there will still be recorded video for you to go through it and ask your questions through the community and all that, right? So don't worry about that stuff. And I'm assuming 4 to 5 hours in 1 week is very good amount of time for you to spend, even if you're engaged in your studies or anything like that, right? So that is all about how are we going, what the program will be divided into. Okay, so I'm gonna move ahead, and I will now show you the platform. Okay, so the platform is known as SkillsBuild. Okay, all of you, all the people, all the students who had registered on the platform have already been given access in the backend. And I will, towards the end of this call, also show you how you can access that platform. Okay, but for your quick reference, once you are logged in on the platform, this is the course page. Okay, it clearly shows you right, what are the different milestones you have, right? If you scroll down, and first step is just registering part of it. Second step is taking a simple survey, which helps us to know what background do you have, right? Third step, which is where phase one starts, which is all about learning. So this is the first course, which is Welcome to Coding Land. Okay, you can see it says it's 20 hours. Okay, which means you have to spend approximately 20 hours to complete this course. Second course is 105 hours. It is not necessarily, it means that you will need that much time. If you can move fast, you can move fast also. So don't get worried about the fact that you have to complete so many hours of learning, right? But these are simple courses which helps you to get a basic perspective, right? To take up any course, all you have to do is click on the link, say go to this particular activity, right? It will take you to the, I'm sorry, yes, it will take you to the respective course page, right? Where I can see here is the it is just trying to log me in. Where it will be just telling you here is the course page. These are the different things which I will learn in the course. Okay, you can read about the course. You can see that you have to complete these 3 tasks before you complete the project. So and what are you going to learn in this thing is what is programming, how does internet work, get a feeling for these are the front end development technologies, right? So a very initial introduction to all of the 3, right? And then some level of coding. So that is what the course is all about, right? And then you can start this course, by saying, okay, I want to start, introduction to programming, and these are the different stuff for me. And then, keep moving from here, right? And as you go along, you will see that in this particular course, I have these 10 concepts to complete, right? Why did people start programming? So it actually starts very basic. So you don't have to worry about, that, oh, I am from this background and I have never done, while I know about coding, but I have never written codes myself, right? But I'm very interested to learn. So it starts right from the fact, right? That it says, what is your history of coding? How do you use code, right? What it is very important that, if we have women participation on the call, it's very important because very few women essentially go into the industry and, take up a tech career. So it is very important. We want to encourage. So there is, details about those. How did programming start, right? Very important for all of us to know before we even go about it, right? And then you can see there are different concepts here. What is problem solving? Because coding is all about solving a problem, right? What that problem solving means, what do a programmer does, right? What is HTML, and very basics of it. So you need not worry about the course and the content, right? The content is very simple. You should be able to understand it and follow. And more importantly, you will be doing it in teams, right? So it's even better, so that the other team member, if he is moving fast, he can help you. Oh, I could not get this concept. He can help you with that. If not, the mentors are always there from our side to support it. So these are the 2 courses which you must complete as we start the program. Okay. And then once you have completed it, we will get to know, right? Which means you will have moved to completed this course, you would have completed this course, right? So you will be ready to participate in the project. Okay. And the last module, which is nothing but the project. In the project also, you don't have to worry about, oh, how do I start without any background? Here also, there is a very guided step-by-step approach for all of us to say, okay, how do you start finding a project? How do you go about problem statement? How do I go about a solution? What do I do? And all that stuff, right? So there again, this is a course which helps you to take step one by one, right? For technical knowledge, we are always there to support you in terms of helping you build some technical solution, right? And once you have done it, right? Which means you have created your project also now, right? Towards the end, like I mentioned, we will do a small showcase where every team will get an opportunity to present their idea. Okay, oh, this is the problem which we worked on in the last 10 or 12 weeks, and this is a solution, right? This phase is very important because this is a place where we will invite lot of experts from industry, right? Because we want to use this opportunity to say, okay, our students knows this much, right? And there will be an opportunity for all the students from here, essentially, because we are interacting directly with industry. If you do well, right, they will actually see what capabilities you have, right? And this is the way you can create opportunities for job for yourself and your team members also, right? So that's part of the program. This entire stuff in the journey, we will support you through the mentors and all that stuff. The program is very clearly laid out. I will share with you how to log in also now, so that after the call today, I want all of you to go through the description. You don't have to start the course at all right now. Okay, don't worry, we will help you there. But right now, just go through the description of what the program is all about and how will you complete it and so on, right? So just go through it so that it helps you to understand, right? I'm moving to the last point in my conversation, which is showing you how do you get access to this particular platform, okay? Which means I'm going to log out and show you how do you access also. Just give me a minute. So if you're coming for the first time, right, which you all will be, so you can use this link, and I will paste this link in the chat also. And later on, we will circulate it through the APSSDC team also, so that you can use it, right? I'm pasting it in the chat. Okay. I hope all of you will get it now. Yes. Okay. You should see that in the chat, right? So this is the first step. You go on to this link. Okay. Since all of you have given us your Gmail accounts, use only the account which you have used to register with APSSDC when you are applying for this particular course. So click on your Google part of it. Okay. Enter your Google credentials. Okay. If it is your, what do you call, any email ID, log in through that particular email ID. And you will immediately get the access, right? So you are not putting any special username and a password onto this website. All you're doing is you are using the credentials of your Gmail account to log into this platform, right? So that's how simple registration is, right? You have to use the same Gmail account which you have given to APSSDC, because using that only we have registered all of you. Use the link which I have pasted in the chat to essentially log into the platform. Once you are there, right? Either, okay, just give me a minute. Yeah, once you are there, you can use this one to search. So only the students who have been enrolled into this program will be able to see the front-end developer course, right? You will see, you can, in the search menu, I just typed front-end developer, and the first thing, which is SkillsBuild Innovation Camp for front-end web developers. Okay, this will come, and this is the exact same page. Okay. You can complete the other process, which is, you have to sign up for this plan, right? I can do with just a link click, which means it has now started tracking my progress. You can see it is 0% here, right? And I am required to complete all these 8 milestones. First is register this one. I can do this particular registration by clicking, you see, please register here. So if I go on to this particular link, I can go and complete the registration process, right? My email address, my first name, last name, institute, where I'm coming from, right? For us, I think so it is very important, since we are coming from different institutes. For all of us, please just mention APSSDC as the institute. It becomes easier, right? And that's how basically you can go and register in this one. And once you have registered, you can always go ahead and say, okay, yes, I have registered, so mark complete, which means if I go back, it will see that I have completed 1 out of 8. I have registered. Okay. The same way there is a survey which I will have to complete. It just take 15 minutes of your time, complete the survey, and again mark it complete, and which means you have moved ahead. It is very important that you keep moving ahead along with you and your team members in the journey, right? So one word of note, you don't have to start it right today immediately after the call. Don't worry. This is just an orientation session for all of you to be aware what the program is all about. We will tell you when you have to start registration. We will tell you how do you go about at the next steps also. So today, all of you, which I must say must do is go to this platform and log in. Okay, you can explore the platform. Okay, the good thing is just this platform is not just for this particular front end development which you are trying to do, right? But you can use this platform to learn a lot of things. Okay, there are more than 7,500 courses available on the platform. These are all new technologies, your artificial intelligence, cloud computing, in cyber security. Even if you're interested in some of the non-technical skills, like how do I go about build my presentation skills, right? How do I improve my communication skills? I can use the search bar, search for a course, right? And the platform will suggest me something, right? And I can start taking up the courses, right? So while we are using it for one particular program, you can use and start learning from today itself anything. But on the front end web developer, we will give you instructions of how do you start your learning. Okay. So that is the important part of it. And because this is a platform where we will track your progress, right? It is important that you complete all of those 8 steps, right? To be eligible to earn certificate. So at any point of time, we in the backend could see that there is a so-and-so person who has completed only 1, or who has completed 2, or who has completed 3, right? So it's important that you along with your team are progressing together, right? And that is all about the platform also, right? So today, one action before I open it up for questions and start taking your questions, one action for all of us on the call today is go to the link which I have pasted in the chat, log in through your Gmail account, which you have given while registering to the APSSDC team. Okay, log in through your Gmail account and start first. Go to the front end web developer course, type here, you can search, review that course, just read about course description and the steps. Okay, don't start the course, don't worry, we'll have enough time to do that. And then go ahead and explore any other course on the platform in general also. Okay, so that you understand how this whole LMS works, right? And it is very important for you to basically get a know-how of this LMS, because this will be a key element, right? We will all be able to track our progress through this particular thing. Okay. And like I mentioned, we will also create an online community for all of us, right? So that you can at any point of time post your question and start interacting with the mentors or the experts, right? We will create a dedicated channel for APSSDC so that it's easier for you to interact with the experts, right? And okay, so that was a quick glimpse into, I'm summarizing the entire conversation. First, you know what the program is all about, you know who can participate, you know how much time you have to spend on it, you know what you have to do as part of the program in terms of e-learning and projects, and you know the platform also, right? We have already given access to all the people. So today, as an action, all of you can go review the course, review the platform in general if required. If you want to start taking some course, you can start any other course apart from the front end web developer, right? Because that we want all of us to start collectively, right? So that's the idea. With this, I'm gonna end my conversation, okay? And we can open it up for questions, and I'll also go through the chat, which I can see there are quite a few questions coming out there. Okay, so all of the I'm scrolling in the in the order which they have just come recently. All of the students who are not able to access it, right? It means that you need to access through the Gmail account which you have given us, right? Don't try to register on the website. If you try to register on the website, you won't be able to access because it's a backend controlled access, right? If you're not able to access this, don't worry, we can figure it out at a later stage also. But all the people who are using the same Gmail credential can just go and start using it. Okay, I'm just going to answer the questions which are coming one by one. Sir, I'm getting preference areas of, yes, so some, I think so, Sai Sakit. Yes, I think so the first time when you log in for all the learners, because you're doing it for the first time, the platform will ask you what technologies you are interested in, right? So that it can suggest you respective courses. You can, feel free to suggest anything of that sort kind of stuff. Again, I'm stressing, I think so few people are asking, do not use the website to register, because if you register, you will go into a different course or so, and you won't be able to see it. So use the same Gmail credentials which you have given. If you are still facing some challenges, don't worry, we'll figure out a way ahead to solve that challenge, right? So that I'm sure you must have forgotten which Gmail account which you have given, so don't worry. Okay. The schedule and everything we will be publishing. So today it was just about telling all the students what the program is all about. Okay. Today it was all about so that you understand, if you are actually interested in the program or not, right? Now that you have a lot more clarity apart from just brochure, right? Students can go explore it. What we will do as a first step, I'm again emphasizing it, it is important for you to start creating teams even before we start the program, right? So you need to create a team for yourself. A team is essentially nothing but a group of, you can say, 3 to 4 people. Don't go beyond that, because the more the number of people we have in the team, the less the contribution from each one of them, right? And we want you to learn, right? So it's important that it's only through 3 to 4 team members, not beyond that. We will, I think so, through Rajendra and APSSDC, we will circulate a link later, either today or tomorrow, where you can register your team. We will keep it open for some days so that you can take your time, find your ideal team, start creating these teams and start submitting nomination. What we will do is we'll create those teams in the backend before we start the program. That is the first step for all of us to do it. I can see questions around, is there any fees to it? There is no fees to it. It is a completely sponsored program, and that's why I keep emphasizing it. Don't join because if you feel, oh, it's free, let me just join. Join if you're interested in pursuing something, right? And if you're interested in this particular job area, it's not that you are not, but if you're interested in this particular career path, you can come and join for this particular course. Otherwise, because you have access to the platform anyhow, you can learn something else, AI, cloud computing, or anything else from the platform also. I heard someone writing professional skills. You can Google them. You can search them also on the platform, and those will come up also, right? So don't worry about that. I can see, please provide link, Jong, link. Is this free of cost? Yes. Which job roles have to be selected based on your course? So again, if the platform is asking you your areas of interest, you can just put them, based on your, obviously your preferences, right? And can move ahead to get access to the platform. It's showing that we can't find you on your system. People who are saying it can't find you in system means either you have given us a different email ID. That's why you're not able to log in. So don't worry, we'll solve that also later on. Sir, if I don't know the correct registration problem. Okay, so registration process, you don't have to do anything on the registration process. We, like I said, we will only circulate one link through APSSDC again, where you can register in Teams. Okay, and we will take all that data and put it in the backend to register you. So don't worry about registration. Okay, if required, I think so. APSSDC is all anyways planning to create some WhatsApp groups. So if required, we'll put some videos or guides of how do we go ahead. So don't worry, you will get enough instructions from all of us. Laptop is not mandatory, but you need to have a computer system with an internet connection. You can't do this program on to a cell phone because we will ask you to code. Coding is not possible on a cell phone, right? So it is important that you have a computer system. Either you have it, or if you have it in a training center and you can use that, feel free to do that part of it. I don't know the correct registration process. I have given mail ID and register job. I think so a lot of students are asking about jobs. So like I mentioned, e-learning projects, you show that project to an industry expert. It's not that, you, because you have learned something on gain some certification, right? Right, you get access to industry, because industry, where you can still get access, they always look for what is your practical experience, right? And this program is all about providing you that practical experience, right? So we will do that practical experience with projects. We will showcase that to industry, get you the opportunities for jobs. Which pass out. I can see some students are saying, if they're passed out from the academics already, they are free to participate as well. Okay, as long as they meet the basic criteria which we spoke of, and they can spend the time which is out, which is required to put in this one. There is no fees. I've already mentioned that. I have given mail for. Schedule start, I think so we will start depending on how quickly we can create the team. So the first step, as quickly as we can do it, we believe we should be able to start very quickly from there. So I would say from today, I'm really looking at next week, sometime in the middle of the next week, to do our first session, right? Basically to start the program and to tell you further details about it. If I want to choose work from home, can I select? I don't get this question for work from home. So if it's about the course is completely online. There is a self-study which we'll have to do. There'll be guided session which we will provide, right? You don't have to go anywhere out there. So yes, it is. If you're at the institute, you're at your home, you can go and pursue it. So no issues. We will not have a class every day, right? In both the phases, okay? Phase one is all about you learning. Phase two is about project. Project, mostly we will do touch points once or twice in a week with you and a mentor. Okay. And that will be dedicated for each team. Whereas in the first phase, which is self-learning, e-learning in your teams and so on, we will try to do sessions depending on the need. So there is no fix that we will do it daily on this particular type, right? But as you start doing it and you start posting your questions, right? If we realize, lot of the students are missing onto these concepts, right? So maybe we'll do two sessions also, or 3 sessions also, right? So that is open-ended. Don't worry about, whether we're doing 1, 2, or 10 kind of stuff. It will all depend to ensure that you get sufficient help. Don't worry. Do we have a class every day? Okay, so I think I've scrolled a lot on top. I'm going to the recent questions now. Okay, when will be the next session? I think so we've already clarified that. A laptop, I think so I've clarified. A desktop would work too with an internet connection. You can go at your training institute or college if required. Which database or backend and easily. Okay, should it require install applications like no? So any computer system, basic computer system would work. Any softwares, these technologies, HTML and everything is all open source. So the tools also which we will use will all be open source. It won't, ask you to install or buy some, I would say, softwares or so on. So don't worry about that. We didn't start the okay. Someone asked, we didn't understand the concept of forming teams. Okay, so it is very important and a good question. Thanks for asking. So teams are important part of the program. You create a team right before we start the program. The reason is so that you can do the learning in the group together, right, in the first phase, and the same team can do the project also together in a group. Okay, so teams are important. Teams needs to be created even before start of the program. That is why it is a first step. So if you're creating a team can be of 3 to 4 people. Okay, and you have a flexibility of deciding your team, right? So if you know people who are participating in this program already, you can create a team amongst themselves and so on, right? We will circulate, I think so, through APSSDC one form which will have nothing but you will have to enter, let's say, your team name, for example, your name, your teammate, team member 1, team member 2, team member 3, right? And the respective email IDs and, let's say, contact information, anything else which we might be relevant, right? So that is something which we will take and we'll put it in the backend. Okay, there is a team, let's say XYZ, which is composed of these 4 students. So we know in the backend that your team is progressing, right? It is very important that teams are key part to the program. We already have logged into the website long back. Okay, so some of you are saying you have already logged into the website long back. You're not able to find the course. So ensure that you log out right now and log in through the credentials of the APSSDC. That's what I said. If you log in or register directly, right, on the platform, it will show you a different version of it. Because you are part of the program, we have given access you to a full version of the program, right? So you will be able to see that. But if you still face a challenge in login and so on, don't worry, we'll figure out a way ahead in the days to come, right? So that should be fine. But in meanwhile process, do not register. I'm again emphasizing, do not register on the platform yourself. So the only area of this lecture. Can you please, you can select as many interest areas on the website. Is there do any of us have more questions about I can see there are more chats coming. Anything which you feel it's still not answered, you can either unmute yourself and talk about it and so on. Groups can or teams can be created by you. We don't want to come into picture, nor does APSSDC. So you create your team with the people whom you are familiar with. Can we have an intern at IBM after successful completion? So that is something, we don't have an opportunity as of now under this program, but we do have another program, which is a dedicated 2-year diploma program, which we do in collaboration with the Ministry of Skills and Development and Entrepreneurship, right? Where, we will open up the registrations for those sometime in April. If you would be interested in that, we can circulate that information. If you can't find the course, it is very possible that you have gotten the access to limited platform. Okay. So that could be the challenge. Don't worry. Right now, just go ahead and explore the platform. Okay. Course, if you're not able to find out, we'll try to fix that up. There are only 3 to 4 members in a team. That's all. I can see one very interesting question that one student wrote, "Okay, I don't know anyone here, and how can I create a team?" So if in case there are a lot of students like that, then what we will do is, we'll maybe set up a separate form for you, and on a random basis, we'll just create a team for you in the back. So that could be a way. So don't worry around that. Okay, I can still see questions with some people. The email IDs are not, you're not able to log in or so on. I don't know, but maybe Rajendra, does it make sense that can you publish the email IDs and the names of the students somewhere so that they know which email ID they have registered from and get an access?
Yeah. Okay, Vaibhav. I already shared with you the Gmail account with you. I think.
No. So we have
Yeah.
created it, Rajendra, because sometimes it might happen that they might have forgotten which email ID was it, kind of stuff. So if you can publish the list back to the students, right?
Yeah,
It might
their
just be
mail. Okay,
easier.
login ID and okay, logins. So,
Exactly.
okay, yeah, Vaibhav, I got it. Once
Yeah.
you created the logins, right? The previous same how you created the logins. Once I shared with you the entire data with you, I will send a SMS through our
Oh,
customer care team.
wonderful. That's good. We can send everyone the email ID which they have registered so that they can try to access it, and we'll set up a separate form if required to raise any queries that if you still face login issues, we can figure that out.
So, if you want to speak, interact with directly, you can raise your hand so that I will unmute you.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Sir, it's possible to upload one video how to register or how to log in.
Yes.
I faced a lot of
No
sir.
issues. What we will do is, I think so, like I mentioned, I think so Rajendra is already anyways planning to create some WhatsApp groups and so on, right? We'll add all the students there, and any enablement material, right? Of how do you log in and how do you access a course and so on, will be provided to you in form of a video onto that particular group. So as of now, students who can log in, please go ahead and explore. If you're not able to, right, don't worry, we'll help you with that part of it.
Can we choose sir a Google account or IBM?
You have to log in through your Google account.
Google account.
Yes, and the Google account which was given while registering with APSSDC. So I believe in December first week, all of you have registered for this program, right? And you have entered your email ID. So enter only that email ID. If you remember, that's good. Otherwise, Rajendra will send all the students again the email ID through which you have registered, and you can start accessing using that.
Yeah, Vaibhav, I want to share one more thing. We have created total 4 WhatsApp groups. మీకు మొత్తం 4 వాట్సాప్ గ్రూపులు క్రియేట్ చేయడం జరిగిందండి. బాయ్స్ కి సపరేట్ గా, గర్ల్స్ కి సపరేట్ గా మేము క్రియేట్ చేశాము. సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్, మీరు ఏమన్నా టీమ్స్, చాలా మంది క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ క్వైరీస్ యు ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ అబౌట్ ద టీమ్స్, హౌ వి షుడ్ ఫార్మ్ ఏ గ్రూప్, టీమ్ గ్రూప్స్, రైట్? సో మీ మీరన్నా టీమ్ ఫామ్ అయినా ఓకే, అదర్వైజ్ మీరు వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో ఉన్నారు కదా, మా వాళ్ళు మీకు క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు. ఈచ్ టీమ్ షుడ్ కంటైన్ ద అట్లీస్ట్ 3 to 4 మెంబర్స్ ఓన్లీ. సో మేము అలా క్రియేట్ చేస్తాము. స్టిల్ ఇంకా మా వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో లేకపోతే మీరు ఇక్కడ మెయిల్ ఐడీస్ ఇక్కడ పెట్టండి. నేను ఇంకా కూడా మెయిల్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ అనేది నేను ఓపెన్ చేశాను ఇప్పుడే. ఐ విల్ గివ్ యూ ద రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ లింక్ వన్స్ అగైన్ ఆల్సో. వెయిట్ ఫర్ అ మూమెంట్. Still anybody wants to register, just I will share through here in the chat box. Now you can register in this one, so that you will be added in WhatsApp group, and also we help you to create a team. ఓకే. ఇంకొకటి చాలా మంది అడుగుతున్నది ఏంటంటే ల్యాప్టాప్ లేవు మాకు, డెస్క్టాప్ లేవు, మొబైల్ నుండి కావచ్చా అంటున్నారు. కాదండి, యూ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ ఏ ల్యాప్టాప్ ఆర్ కంప్యూటర్ ఆర్ సమ్వేర్ ఎల్స్ యూ షుడ్ యూటిలైజ్ యువర్ కంప్యూటర్. అదర్వైజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్ టు కంప్లీట్ దిస్ టాస్క్. మీరు ల్యాప్టాప్ కానీ కంప్యూటర్ కానీ లేకపోతే మీరు ఈ టాస్క్ చేయలేరు. ఓకే. ఇంకొక చాలా మంది క్వెరీ ఏంటంటే వాట్ ఐ అబ్జర్వ్డ్ ఇన్ ద చాట్ బాక్స్, ఇది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత సర్టిఫికేట్ ఇస్తున్నారా అని. సర్టిఫికేట్ అనేది మీకు ఆటోమేటికల్ గా జనరేట్ అవుతుందండి వన్స్ యూ కంప్లీట్ దిస్ టాస్క్. ఓకే. అండ్ ఇంకొక క్వెరీ నేను ఏంటిదంటే ప్లేస్మెంట్స్ ఏంటి అని. ఆల్రెడీ వైభవ్ మీకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశారు. ఈ సక్సెస్ఫుల్ గా కంప్లీట్ చేస్తే ప్లేస్మెంట్స్ అసిస్టెన్స్ విల్ బి గివెన్. Okay, Vaibhav, once again, you just clarify about these placements. Most of the people are asking.
Yes, sure. So, like Rajendra mentioned, it is important that first you successfully complete the program, right? Which means you complete the phase 1, which is e-learning. You complete the phase 2, which is doing a project, right? Successfully demonstrate your project, right? And once you have done that, because your project is very important and a key for you to industry, right? Because when you will be given an opportunity to demonstrate your project, we will invite a lot of experts from industry, right? Also, those companies who are looking to hire people in the front end web design and kind of roles, right? So that they see this is an opportunity, right, to interact with the best of the students who are coming from the program, right? And if they have the opportunities out there, they can offer you and give, the placement assistance. Basically, they can offer you the placements accordingly, right? And the entire process, don't worry. From a process perspective, will help you what is step 1, step 2, step 3, till the last step. You don't have to worry about it from that perspective. There will be an assistance which will be provided, right? But it is very important that you deliver the first 2 phases of the program successfully, because that is where it lies, that when we go in industry and say, okay, there is this person who has done this great thing and he is ready, right? They will be able to see that for themselves.
ఇంకా కూడా ఇండివిడువల్ గా కోర్స్ చేయొచ్చా అని అడుగుతున్నారు. యు ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ అబౌట్ ద వితౌట్ టీమ్. ఇట్స్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్ అండి. మీరు టీమ్ లోనే మ్యాండేటరీ గా ఒక టీమ్ ఫామ్ కావాలి.
Rajendra, what we can do is, if there are some students who are really interested and they don't have a team, means if you can circulate them like a separate form or something like that, I don't know, but and then we can create random teams, right?
Okay,
which means I can just couple few people together and then you are part of a team. Now learn together.
So
okay, yeah, no problem, we can do.
Hello,
but we need to identify them.
So next step, don't worry. I think so we have noted down that there are few students who are not able to log in. There are few students who don't have teams. There are few students who want to know what will be the next thing for them. So don't worry. What we will do is we will circulate either through a WhatsApp group or anything which talks about the next steps, right? We will take 1 or 2 steps at a time, right? So that you can all follow and everyone is on the same page, right? Don't worry about the next steps and the registration to the platform and all this, right? We'll help you there. You will receive enough guidance and next step information.
ఇంకొక ఇక్కడైతే ఐబిఎం నుండి ఐబిఎం నుండి కాదండి, యూ హావ్ టు గూగుల్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. మీరు రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేసుకునేటప్పుడు ఐబిఎం నుండి కాదు, గూగుల్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఇంకా outlook.com అని కొంతమంది ఇచ్చారు. దోస్ మెయిల్ ఐడీస్ అనేది వ్యాలిడ్, మనము ఇగ్నోర్ చేయబడుతుంటాయి. ఇట్ విల్ బి ఇగ్నోర్డ్. ఓన్లీ యూ హావ్ టు యూజ్ జీమెయిల్ అకౌంట్స్ ఓన్లీ. సో ఇంకోటి మీ క్వాలిఫికేషన్ చాలా మంది ఎంబీఏ, బిఎస్సి కంప్యూటర్స్, ITI అవి పెడుతున్నారు. ఎనీవన్ కెన్ డూ. ఓకే, బేస్డ్ ఆన్ యువర్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్. ఎనీ మోర్ ఇంకే ఎవరైనా ఇంటరాక్ట్ కావాలనుకుంటే మీరు కావచ్చు. నేను అన్మ్యూట్ చేస్తాను వాళ్ళని. జస్ట్ రేజ్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్స్.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, previously 2 batches are running now, sir. In those 2 batches, any one place got placed?
If you are talking about which particular batch, and I don't know who's this.
No, sir. This is actually Manikumar.
Manikumar. Yes.
This is the very first batch, or previously any batches started already?
No. So this is essentially third batch.
Yes.
Okay. For the innovation camp, the first innovation camp we did it for our students of our program only, and the objective was to create these technical solutions. One of it I gave an example, right? There's another camp which is running, which is on data analytics, okay, which has been running from last 2 months and will
Okay.
go on for another 3 months more, right? There, the objective is to ensure that they are working with problem statements which are global in nature, right? So they are working with experts in Europe there, right, on a data problem which is all around the COVID-19 impact, right? So they are trying to do that. Whereas the objective of this particular camp is all around helping the students to ensure that they are job ready in one specific job particular area. Okay, so that's the objective. But irrespective, as part of our skills build program, we have been running these digital job fairs for the students, because the skills build, like I showed, it's an e-learning platform. You can come and learn a lot of things from that particular platform, and then go about it. So we are offering even with the APSSBC, right? We are starting our first batch of digital job fair sometime this week or the next one, right? Where we are helping them with the the job connects basically, right? And getting the industry there who has requirement, getting the students who are looking for jobs and trying to create that match. So that is it. So as far as the ecosystem is concerned, right? So it's not just one particular, it's not just a technical program, right? We are trying to see how this program can really create the road map for all the students who are coming to a specific job profile or a job function, basically.
So until now, none of the batches are completed. Still in progress.
We in our other programs we have completed the batches, which the diploma program which I mentioned.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. In those completed batches, anyone got placed?
Yes, we do have. Correct.
Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Saket. Sir, in the step 2, please verify your basic information. I can see the organization DGP.
Do we have the things? Do we get any assistance from your side when I'm?
Okay, we are getting problem noise. Your voice is breaking.
Okay. In the step 2 of basic information, I can see the organization is DGT, sir.
That's perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about it. That's just the backend information.
Should I process the further steps?
Yeah, you can.
Should I should I go with the further steps or wait for the instructions, sir?
You can go and explore the platform in general, right? For this particular program, we'll get back with you next steps.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
ఎనీ మోర్ క్వెరీస్ మీ ఇందులో ఉంటే మీరు అడగొచ్చు. ఇంకొకటి ఏంటంటే మేము వాట్సాప్ లో రెగ్యులర్ అప్డేట్స్ పెడుతుంటాము. వన్స్ యూ స్టార్టెడ్ యువర్ గ్రూప్స్ టీమ్ కాగానే మేము స్టెప్స్ కూడా ఎలా రిజిస్టర్ కావాలనేది పెడతాము. అదేవిధంగా జస్ట్ మీరు క్వెరీ అడిగారు కదా, మీ జీమెయిల్ అకౌంట్ మీరు ఏ మెయిల్ ఐడి ఇచ్చారు అనేది, వి విల్ సెండ్ 1 SMS త్రూ అవర్ కాల్ సెంటర్. ఓకే, నేను ఇప్పుడు ఒక లింక్ కూడా మీకు ఇచ్చాను. ఆ లింక్ త్రూలో కూడా ఇప్పుడు స్టిల్ ఎనీవన్ ఎల్స్ టు బి రిజిస్టర్డ్, యూ కెన్ రిజిస్టర్ ఇన్ దట్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ ఫామ్. బట్ మేక్ షూర్ దట్ మీకు తెలుసు కదా, ఈ స్ట్రిక్ట్గా ఈ రూల్స్ అన్ని ఫాలో కావాలి. ఇట్స్ నాట్ రెగ్యులర్ గా ఆన్లైన్ సెషన్స్ అనేది ఉండదు, డైలీ బేసిస్ మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి. ఇంకొక కొంతమంది క్వేరీ అడుగుతున్నారు, మెంటర్ని మేము చూసుకోవాలా మీరు డిసైడ్ చేస్తారని. ఇట్ విల్ బి డిసైడెడ్. IBM skill build people will assign you one mentor for your each group, right? Any more queries from your end? Even Gayatri, even though I have registered with same Gmail, I am unable to log in. Which you are unable to log in. Can you respond, Vaibhav, this question?
Rajendra, I think so. Like we said, let's do one thing. So let's, as a first step, let's send the email ID of what they have given us back to your SMS campaign, right? So everyone knows today what email ID has been granted access, right?
Okay.
So it goes out to them, and then everyone can try and register. If they still have issues, we'll set up a system which helps them to essentially resolve that particular thing.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, Madhu Samvita, you have registered through IBM. Actually, you are supposed to choose Google account. Is there any solution, Vaibhav? Again,
ask her. I think so. Madhu can register through the Gmail account, and it should work fine.
Okay.
Again, if it doesn't, don't worry until you receive that mail from the APSSDC, the SMS, sorry, right? Which will clearly have your email ID, which you have registered with, right? And once you have that, then you can go ahead and register. For people who already have the access and are able to see the platform, just go on the platform, get familiar with it. If you want to start any other course, you can do so, right? All the other courses might also have some certifications attached to it. You can get those as well, right? But as far as the front-end web developer course is concerned, we will tell you when to start, right? So that all of us start collectively. It's easier that way.
Okay, Andy. Thank you, Andy. So SMS మీకు పంపడానికి కొంచెం డిలే కావచ్చు. It will take 3 days time, because during this Sankranti they may not send you the SMS. ఇది ఉంది కదా మనకు పొంగల్ ఫెస్టివల్ ఉంది, అక్కడ మీకు డిలే కావచ్చు SMS రానికి. బట్ ఆఫ్టర్ ద ఫెస్టివల్, ఈ పండుగ తర్వాత యూ విల్ గెట్ SMS. యా, వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ ఇట్ వాజ్ ఆల్రెడీ క్రియేటెడ్ అండి, సులోచన గారు. మా వాళ్ళు జస్ట్ మీ మెయిల్ ఐడి ఆల్రెడీ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ లో ఉంటే యూ విల్ బి యాడెడ్. Any more? Just raise your hands. Still any more?
Rajendra, one question I'm seeing is e-learning, while it is possible on mobile phone, but because some exercises might be linked to coding something, right? So again,
yes,
it is important that they have this system.
Learning point of view, okay, Andy, but not practicing.
Yes.
So
you can listen to some videos and so on.
Yeah, you should have one laptop or desktop computer.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, very good afternoon.
Sir, I have already logged into the IBM SkillsBuild long back ago through APSSDC only. Security small course, 5 minutes course. Now I couldn't find the present program over there. Can you please help me out? And my organization is showing as EduNet Foundation.
Then it should, then you should be able to see. All you will have to do is, if you're using a search bar on the top of the skills build, right? Just search their front end web developer. You should be able to locate
I
it.
did it, sir, but I couldn't find the course.
Okay, in case you are not, I'm gonna do.
Please share your screen, Lavanya. Lavanya
Sir, I'm
Rani.
using mobile phone.
No issues. What I can do is, Rajendra, I'm just pasting the link directly also for students. So if they are logged into SkillsBuild, probably they can just click on the link, and I hope it should work. Let me know, whoever that student is. If you're not able to register, we can figure out challenge there also.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
I've just pasted the link.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
This is Miss Saket again. Sir, classes will be conducted by the mentors, or we have the recorded videos in the skill build like that?
No, there will be live classes, which will be all around, discussing the whatever concepts everyone is not clear of, right? So there will be live classes around those. Okay. Skills build is just, you should see that as a way of, ensuring that you take up the theoretical knowledge, right?
Okay,
So that when we do our sessions, it's all around the concept and the challenges which you're facing.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Perfect. I think so, Rajendra, we can end this call. There are a few actions on us, right?
Okay.
Creating that form, creating WhatsApp groups in case the students don't have it, and doing that SMS campaign, sending it to the students so that they know the email IDs, right?
Yes.
So you will use the next couple of days to all do this thing, and you shall start hearing from us, within this week. I'm sorry, within the week itself. So be patient. If you have the access and login, start exploring the platform. If you don't, no issues. We'll get those things sorted and closed.
Yeah. Okay, Vaibhav. Thank you. Please, if you have any steps you have that how to register, you can share with me.
We'll send
so
the
that
videos.
yeah. I will share through our WhatsApp group. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you all. Thanks for participating here. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Rajat.
Vaibhav.
Thank you, everyone.